Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mr. Money Talks. Today, we're going to be discussing the Maxwell House bottle. It has nothing to do with coffee and everything to do with whiskey. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome. Today, we take a look at the Maxwell House bottle from Jack Daniels. This is the 1971 decanter, which is 90 proof and 1.5 liters. It has never been opened and is intact with original hang tag, box, and undamaged seal. It holds a value of $577.51 on bestofwines.com. This bottle comes in second in its commemorative bottle lineup. Now on to what the hang tag reads. Introduction. Lem Motlow, associate with the elegant Maxwell House Hotel? Few Nashvillians knew that the young man from Lynchburg was in fact part owner of that world-famous stopping place in 1906. But the story can now be told of Mr. Lem's true connection with the gracious hostelry in its most flamboyant years, of Jack Daniels whiskey making its name in the Old Oak Room Bar, and of the beautiful Maxwell House bottle responsible for it all. John Overton buys the Maxwell House by accident. No story of the Maxwell House could overlook its owner, a pleasure-loving Confederate colonial named John Overton. It was in August of 1859 that Overton left a Nashville barroom having enjoyed several drinks in the companionship of friends. His attention was drawn to a nearby crowd, in the center of which stood a fast-talking auctioneer. Overton thought the big-mouthed man was crying the sale of a cow, for indeed there was a cow tethered to a stump nearby. $15, he cried, and walked on smiling at his good humor. The next morning he was astonished to learn that his bid was a winner. But he hadn't bought a cow. He had purchased a lot at the corner of Church and Front Street, valued at over $5 million today. Overton began construction of his hotel in November with marching bands and political leaders on hand for the groundbreaking. It was a festive occasion typical of Southern ceremony, but the music was soon to give way to the sound of muskets, and the South was to endure many hardships before the Maxwell House would open its doors. The Maxwell House becomes a symbol of Southern Reconstruction. In 1865, the country emerged from the ashes of Civil War and entered upon the age of industrialism. Haltingly, the Southern states made the change from slave to wage economy, and the romantic Old South passed to the pages of history. In the North, captains of industry became the dominant figures of American life. But in Nashville, John Overton grimly survived the ruins at Church and Front Street and set for himself a different set of goals. The Maxwell House, he vowed, would be the country's most elegant hotel. A gracious reminder of the Southern past and a living statement of the new. It would be a very symbol of Reconstruction, a monument to a spirit, gentility, which could defy war and live on forever in a united America. The flamboyant years. By 1869, Overton's dream had come true. The Maxwell House was the country's most fashionable hotel, a welcome spot for the riverboat trade of the early 19th century. Southern history was written daily in its towering halls and dining rooms, where social leaders, officers, bankers, and politicians all gathered. The hotel became the social center of the South, known for its festive dinners and debutante parties, where the air was filled with music and the evening rarely ended till the first brush of dawn. It was on one such occasion in 1906 that Lem Motlow became particularly taken with the splendor of the Maxwell House and the carriage trade it drew. As a businessman, Motlow saw the place as an opportune pouring spot for Jack Daniels, the unsung whiskey distilled by his uncle in the hills of Tennessee. The product he knew was equal to the very best, for it had won the gold medal at the Whiskey Tasting Exposition at the 1904 World's Fair. The trick would be persuading John Overton to accept the unheralded potable as worthy of service in the Old Oak Bar, and letting good taste take care of the rest. Lem Motlow makes the sale. Motlow made a special bottle more beautiful and shapely than any decanter of its day. He filled it with Jack Daniels and sent it to Overton, along with a note requesting an interview. Impressed with the bottle, the colonial was still more pleased with the whiskey inside. He quickly summoned Motlow and accepted 200 cases of Jack Daniels on two conditions: that the special bottle would be only sold in the Maxwell House, and that Motlow himself would accept co-ownership in the Old Oak Bar. Flabbergasted, Motlow accepted, and from that day on the name Jack Daniels would always find favor with men of good taste. As the reputation of the Maxwell House spread far and wide, so did the fame of Jack Daniels. On July 3, 1907, Mr. Lem penned this note to his Uncle Jack in Lynchburg. Here in the Maxwell House it is not uncommon to exchange nods with governors and leaders of state. You stand elbow to elbow with generals and tread on the toes of illustrious men. There is a conviviality that defies description. And best of all, they're choosing our whiskey 2-1 over the rest. I think the interesting shape of the bottle may inspire the first drink, but the smooth sipping taste does the rest. It is, Uncle Jack, a truly distinctive potable, with special appeal to the educated palate. Incidentally, I have given the name of this majestic hotel to our bottle. Hitherto, it shall be known as the Maxwell House Bottle. The Maxwell House Bottle today. The bottle you now own is a replica of the one Lem Motlow presented to John Overton many years ago. It is one of a limited edition being issued by Jack Daniels. Here at the distillery, we'd like to keep track of the special bottles and of our good friends who own them. So we'd appreciate your sending us the number of the bottling found on the last page of this booklet. Then we'll register your bottle, name, and address and send you written certification of ownership. In Memoriam. In 1961, on Christmas night, fire claimed the life of the Maxwell House Hotel. It will not be restored, but that's not important. Landmarks such as this can never be truly restored. It is gone, and with it goes a quiet kind of elegance of which there is too little left today. For that, the people of Jack Daniel Distillery mourn. So with that, I want to thank you very much for making this channel and this bottle the best part of waking up. If you like this content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for joining me on Mr. Monty Talks. Good night.